Are y'all?
Seek the truth, seek the truth. For you, most time to go. Repackage the debt, repackage the debt. Durability change, 98% love. Look it up yourself, don't take my word, don't take my word. Networks of finance loans, usury prohibited at home. Like a mortgage bleeds you to the bone. Be a curse, wait up there. Central Bank, assistant said, prison, call the sand, how I drop it. Financial collapse, you can order the real these are facts.
What is going on? What's up, Keli? What's up, Real Bass? We're doing a late night stream tonight.
Yeah. What's up? I'm not gonna turn into a pumpkin at midnight tonight.
No, I already pre-gamed it, so.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Little late night action. What have you been up to, Keli?
Actually doing laundry and lots of really exciting things, catching up on my streams. And just, got up out of my PJs for you guys.
Yeah, I was in bed. Baze called me. He's like, come on, bro. Come on, man. I'm trying to get some views.
I already had the stream. I did my episode. Wow, you like to spin it.
You're going to have all
Thanks
the views
with the
tonight.
spin.
All my audience, they're all like 65 plus old women over here. They're all asleep right now. It's late, bro. Everybody's asleep. It's like 10 p.m., 1 a.m.
It's
you never know. They might
AM.
wake up in the middle of this, though. I mean, they're just taking a cat nap.
France too, the EU in the morning, right? Australia, they'll probably be hitting them.
I love all of the international audience. It has become just really an incredible kind of phenomenon to me to see how involved and invested people are from all over the world in what we're doing. So I appreciate you guys, no matter where you are.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I love getting messages from people from different parts of the world. I thought it was cool enough when I was hearing from people from different parts of the country, but getting messages from people in Greece and people in Belfast and people in Australia. I'm like, this is awesome. I never had that kind of interaction before.
Yeah, we got a lot of action going on across the world. People want to know what's going on. They want to see different takes, different perspectives. I think it's interesting. There's a lot of different topics going on.
A lot of different perspectives now.
Yeah, I mean, I've started talking about the Iran war more. I think it's just, for me, it's very interesting. I think that there's a lot to talk about. I mean, there's only so much I can do about TPUSA's forensic auditing, so I'm kind of at a stepping stone right here, I think. But actually, this whole thing I'm talking about is going to branch out into how TPUSA actually fits into this, because the surveillance state, the rollout of the security infrastructure, it starts with a small little well, what seems like a small little, company, but it's the big rollout, the big reveal that goes national and then global. Because I think that the Iranian war is actually going to create this downfall of the Middle East because of the food ration, the water ration. 80% of the food going into Iran and the Gulf coastal countries, they come from outside that whole area. All of the foreigners that live on the coast inside of the Middle East, that whole area is going to be fled because 90% of the people there, most pretty much with money, they're all foreigners. They're not going to stick around there and like fight for those countries. So I have a feeling that this is going to be really bad for the Middle East. So this is something worth paying attention to. Not that and nothing else is. It's that right now this is we're looking and looming on World War III. I actually think that that's what's about to happen, especially if it starts to get hot and the EU steps in. We're looking at Russia, China. They've already spoken out. This is serious business right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, do you think, and I know sometimes it's funky how StreamYard does the chats, but I know people love to read the live chats, and especially from all three of us. So
there you go.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
You don't have to tell like a whole story. It's you just turn on the chat.
I still got to learn how to do that on OBS. My first couple of streams, I didn't even have the stream on the replay. Everyone's like, "Yo, where's the chat?" I'm like, "I don't know."
There we go. Perfect.
There you go. Good. I did pull up some clips and stuff. If you wanted to jump into one thing real quick, just curious, since I was talking about Iran and stuff, I wanted to show this and see what you guys thought.
Starting last night and
can you guys hear that?
Be completed in a few days, in under a week.
So I'm going to start it over.
Starting last night and to be completed in a few days, in under a week, the two most powerful air forces in the world will have complete control of Iranian skies, uncontested airspace. I hope all the folks watching understand what uncontested airspace and complete control means. It means we will fly all day, all night, day and night, finding, fixing, and finishing the missiles and defense industrial base of the Iranian military, finding and fixing their leaders and their military leaders, flying over Tehran, flying over Iran, flying over their capital, flying over the IRGC, Iranian leaders looking up and seeing only U.S. and Israeli air power every minute of every day until we decide it's over. And Iran will be able to do nothing about it. B-2s, B-52s, B-1s, Predator drones, fighters, controlling the skies, picking targets, death and destruction from the sky all day long. We're playing for keeps. Our warfighters have maximum authorities granted personally by the president and yours truly. Our rules of engagement are bold, precise, and designed to unleash American power, not shackle it. This was never meant to be a fair fight, and it is not a fair fight. We are punching them while they're down, which is exactly how it should be.
I got to stop right there.
Yeah.
I got to stop right
horrible.
there.
If you could have seen my eyebrow raised.
That is horrible.
Yeah, I'm literally taking notes because there's so much that I mean, go ahead, somebody, if you want. Well, I mean,
yeah.
Isn't
What would talking about tying it? Sorry, you go first, Kelly.
Oh, I'm just saying, isn't that the opposite of what we've all been taught? Is like to not punch somebody, kick somebody while they're down. But anyway.
I'm saying that this was always the plan, but tying it back to Turning Point USA, what would Charlie say?
Whatever happened
what would Charlie say?
He would not be happy. Let me hear that again. What did he say? He said this
and it is not. Did personally by the president and yours truly. From
which president or prime minister?
Day long. We're playing for keeps. Our warfighters have maximum authorities granted personally by the president and yours truly. Our rules of engagement are bold, precise, and designed to unleash American power, not shackle it. This was never meant to be a fair fight, and it is not a fair fight. We are punching them while they're down, which is exactly how it should be.
Whatever happened to like the Iranian people and like securing them and making them feel like safe and
yeah,
all
right.
that?
Wasn't this because they're hurting their people? We need to save the Iranians, and then day one they're bombing a school, killing 100 kids, and now it's death and destruction from the sky every day until we say it's done. Like, the fuck is going on,
Bro, that is
Seriously.
some insane shit, bro.
Seriously.
I mean,
Yo, and I'm
That-
sorry. Listen, I'm not. I don't like to I don't like to question people's faith, but that is not Christian.
no.
That is not
And
the
he
Christian
claims to
way
be a Christian.
at all.
Not at all. He I was watching this guy on the interview with Jimmy Dore today. Let me find that particular. He was literally like, dude, if they said that, like, Iran, if they were to say that in Iran, it would be like, how could people say that? The media doesn't cover it. Nobody's talking about Pete Hegseth talking like that. I mean, that is just straight awful, man. And that's not what they said they were going to say. And we already knew that. Here, this is right here. Here we go.
Down and we crushed him. This is like some animal. He's a Nazi.
Listen to this. This guy's in Iran.
People to make people despair. And if you watch the Secretary of War today, true monster. He was saying, I wish I had it in front of me. I wasn't thinking, but he was saying we beat them when they're down and we crush them. This is like some animal. He's a Nazi. He's a Zionist. But
He's a Zionist.
but the sort of language that and no one in the Western media says this is outrageous. This is monstrous. No one in CNN, no one in the New York Times. Why? Because it's all the Epstein class. They're owned by the same people. Yeah, this monster.
Here, I'll play it for you.
Whoa. You got yourself a big super chat. Look at that. West Texas is the best
Whoa.
Texas.
Blake
Coming
in
through.
the building.
What's up, B-Dog?
Where you at, Blake?
Where you at, Blake? Link is always available, bro. Link's hanging out. Links are chilling.
Blake, if you're not gonna join us, you should watch my last live.
Hey, we're gonna get into that.
No, we're gonna.
Thank you so much, Blake. Thank you.
Yeah. Showing up and showing
You
out.
just finished like I don't know how long, 3-hour live, something like that. I think.
Oh, you guys were live tonight?
No, not me. No. They were
Oh.
on the opposite end of the spectrum. Keli was not invited to this one, if you know what I mean.
Sometimes you got let big dogs got to eat, bro. Let 'em do
That's
it
right.
together.
That's right. Yeah, dudes don't want to talk about fake deaths. So anyway,
No, I think like
listen. Saturday nights is going to be the day where we can all get together and have our separate opinions. We're gonna have our days. We're gonna have our streams where we mix it up with other people, or maybe it's we mix it up.
Yeah,
it's
I'd
a
like
beautiful thing to be able for everybody to be able to like ebb and flow and it like not just live in an echo chamber. That is super, super, super important. So yeah,
because
sure.
it is a
Get a
different
great life.
experience. It is a different experience because like I've done lives with the 3 of us. I did a live with the 4 of us. I did a live with just Danks, and it's like it's everything is good in its own way, especially when you touch on the right topics. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really curious to see what a one-on-one stream with me and Blank would be like if we both brought what we had to the table with that case. Even though I don't think it's a priority right now, that is somebody that I think we might have something cooking.
As Mr. Turpin said in the chat, just no Jason.
Oh, come on. Jason blocked me. I'm gonna find
He blocked
that
me. He even
exchange.
blocked my mom. He even blocked my
Your mom?
Yes. The man even blocked, like, sorry, mom, I
Yeah.
don't know, 70 some odd year old mother. Okay.
Yeah, that's
That's
so
what
funny.
kind of man we are dealing with.
That's so funny.
I gotta find the
He blocked your mom.
yeah, I'll find the exchange because I was literally, honestly, I was foolish because I didn't know what was going on, and then I'll find it, but it was interesting for sure. I basically was trying to tell him like because he pulled out that clip on Barron, the phone call, he like recorded it and then put it out online and was like,
yo, what's with everybody in recording phone calls? Does nobody has any freaking morality anymore?
I know, man.
Listen, I'm not doing that to people. I'm not. That's like Fed shit. That's like snake shit. No, and I don't know, Jason. Never interacted. Like, don't show up knocking on my door, like trying to push my bike over or something. You know, I'm just saying, like, you know, recording phone calls.
She is a legend. Damn.
Okay. You just paid the phone bill, bro.
Right? I know, right? Woo.
Kelly's mom is a legend.
She is a legend. I'm telling you what, y'all. She supports. You guys don't even know because I'm not going to be telling you her screen name and out her.
You said, "What the fuck, you drug Blake?"
Hey, my mom's a legend
legendary.
too, bro. My mom's a legend too. What's up?
But she does, y'all. She watches everybody, and you know, she positively comments on people. She gives people a hard time when she needs to give them a hard time. So at least you know I come by it honestly. Okay, I get it from my mama.
You know, moms are the best.
Yeah. Yep.
It's yeah, Blake is boss man, bro. Looking forward to getting together again soon. Yeah, that whole thing with Jason's kind of strange, bro. The guy is actually, I think he's running out of ideas, maybe, or something. I don't know. It's just me, you know, thinking inside the box, maybe. I don't know. I'm like scrolling through my replies. I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna take a while. But yeah, let me finish more of this clip because it's interesting what this dude says. Oh, not here. Where is it at?
Finding and fixing their leaders and their military leaders. Flying over Tehran, flying over Iran, flying over their capital, flying over the IRGC, Iranian leaders looking up and seeing only U.S. and Israeli air power every minute of every day until we decide it's over. And Iran will be able to do nothing about it.
Jeez.
B-2s, B-52s, B-1s, Predator drones, fighters, controlling the skies, picking targets. Death and destruction from the sky all day long.
My goodness.
We're playing for...
He sounds way too happy when he says that, too.
Yeah, he's got something going on inside.
Wasn't he on like Fox and Friends or some shit? Where they got like the nice yellow background and the bright couch and he's smiling with the cup of coffee. What happened to that guy?
I think that's maybe the same guy that we're seeing, a guy who's living out his little fantasy in real time now with a whole lot more power. That's what I feel. It seems like.
Looks like BB went to the White House a couple too many times, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Warfighters have maximum authorities granted personally by the president and yours truly. Our rules of engagement are bold, precise, and designed to unleash American power, not shackle it. This was never meant to be a fair fight, and it is not a fair fight. We are punching them while they're down, which is exactly how it should be.
So what does that tell you?
He's a thug. He's a thug. And you know, we're playing for keeps. What does that mean? Does that mean like in Venezuela, you're playing for keeps? Our oil is yours? That's exactly what it means. We're playing for keeps. But it's not going well for them.
So it's interesting what he says. He thinks that, Iran is actually going to stand their ground. And I was looking into the history of Saddam Hussein and Iraq and how they infiltrated Iran, and they had the full power of the military's monetary, like money wise, and munitions behind Saddam Hussein in I think it was in the 90s or 80s, I forget which decade. I think it was the 90s, 91 to 98. And, I think either that or before. But either way, they still stood, and it's because of that treacherous landscape in Iran.
And hold on, there's something else that nobody's talking about. But what happens if China gets involved?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
What happens if China doesn't feel too comfortable with them having that much control over the skies?
Well, it's not just the skies. It's actually it's the fact that all the oil is coming through the Strait of Hormuz. I can show you guys.
Oh yeah, well. Oil's about to shoot up, guys. Get ready for $7 a gallon.
Let me.
Well, yeah, that's why they had to do all this before or after the State of the Union, you know, so Trump could use that little one-liner.
Well, that's why they went to Venezuela first.
Here, so this is the Strait of Hormuz, and this is where a lot of oil, and then so it comes out of here, oil, okay, and then what comes in is food, you know. And so when you have this is only, I think it's like 15 kilometers, something like that. I mean, from here to here, you can swim if you know. So it's like, I mean, nobody would want to, but you could. I'm sure they do marathons and shit. So when you close this off, it's not just Iran. See, that's the thing. Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE, Dubai, all of that, you know, is all here. And the thing is, we have all of our military bases all along this here. And the situation there is that Iran is just launching missiles and throwing drones. And each drone is like, I'll show a video in a little bit about how these drones work. But one drone is like $30,000, and it can take out a hotel. It could take out a desalination facility to clean water. They don't have water over there, you know, so the real idea here, and I'm going to cover this tomorrow in my live, is to make them starve of water and of food because of the shutdown. And this is all going as planned, but I mean, it's pretty brutal. This guy.
They can slaughter a lot of people. I may not survive this war. Others won't survive this war. But they're not going to succeed. And this monster is not going to succeed. But the language, and then the fact that all these journalists, they're not shocked. I mean, if an Iranian leader spoke this way, I'd throw a brick at him. But this guy can speak like this, and all the opponents of Trump, when it comes to killing the Amalek, when it comes to killing Iranians, when it comes to killing Lebanese, when it comes to killing Yemenis, when it comes to killing Palestinians, this language is normal. It's okay.
So as Wyatt Reed says, when you watch him give that speech, he says there's no more lies about 30,000 dead Iranians. There's no more false outrage about women's rights. They've finally dispensed with the pretense of protecting Iranians and have moved on to the stage where they massacre as many as they possibly can. That's really what he's saying, right? So all the pretense of the war of we care about the Iranian people and their freedom, and he's just saying we're going to massacre as many as we can because so it's all out the window. And the real point of this is not to help the Iranian people, but
I mean that's what it is. It's turned out that the truth has come out, and this is wild. And there's a couple of clips I'll pull up in a minute if you have any commentary on that. Someone that you guys have probably seen him, the professor dude, Asian dude. Have you seen him?
Oh, are you talking about Professor Zhang that was on? Is that his name? The one that was on TikTok?
Yeah, this guy. Have a nice break.
This dude, right
and welcome
here.
back.
Yeah, he's great. I used to watch him on TikTok before Larry ruined it.
Bro, he does a pretty good job explaining this situation.
He explains a lot of things.
Yeah, he does a good job. And the way he shows the drones. Let me see if I can. Yeah, right here. I was watching this while you were before I saw you go live.
So another idea that I want you guys to understand is the idea of asymmetry. Asymmetry. All right. So what is asymmetry? Asymmetry means that the two sides are choosing to fight different wars using different techniques because one is much stronger than the other, okay? America is a great empire. It has unlimited resources. It has the USD. It controls the world, right? Iran is a country that has been under economic sanctions for the past 45 years. It's poor. Its technology is very limited, okay? But as we learn in this class, actually, those nations that are poor actually have more energy. They're more open, and they're more cohesive. All right, so let me give you an example. This is what we call the Shahad drones. Shahad drone.
What happened? Thanks, I don't hear
Oh,
you.
we can't hear you, Dinks.
That's weird. My mic stopped working. I was just saying this guy knows a lot, bro. He knows a lot of shit.
Yeah, no, he does. I've been watching him for months.
Each of these drones costs $50,000 at most, okay? At most. It can go as cheap as $35,000 US. But one of them is $50,000. As you can see, you can fit a lot of these drones to a truck that can go anywhere in Iran, and they can hide anywhere. All right?
Do you want to go up against that? You want to send the army on the ground there? It's like they're gonna have trucks like this loaded. They have like hundreds of thousands of these, bro. Like,
well, I thought they're not gonna have to send the troops on the ground because they have control of the skies. It's gonna be death from above, right?
How are you gonna do a regime change without going on the ground? You know, it's impossible.
I was being sarcastic.
No, I know. I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying it's like, I get it. I know what they're trying to say, but you can't. Well, in the past, and I covered this some today and recently, is that you can't, like, no regime change is actually done what they're saying in the traditional sense that we think about it. But if you look at the global map again, all of this is dictatorship, but in line with what the US allows, right? That's why we have this monarchy in all of these countries, you know, Jordan, wherever. I mean, Iran has been through this. Iraq is kind of on their own, I think, you know. So it's like, what else? You got Egypt, you've got Turkmenistan. Where do you got? All these other countries, Syria. Oh man, Syria is. So they're all in line, right? But the thing with Iran is that they're kind of, whatever happened with the overthrow of the Shah and the people that were set in place, all of that had changed over time, and they weren't controlled. You see, they weren't a controlled opposition. That's what they're trying to do. But at the end of the day, I think that the U.S. and Israel have two different objectives here. I think that Israel is trying to get everybody in the U.S., including and out of the Middle East, so they can control it. And the U.S. is trying to go and think that maybe, I don't know. I think they're way smarter than me, obviously, on both sides. But I wonder who's playing who, you know? What do you guys think about, like, the perspectives of of Israel and the U.S.? Do you think they're working together? Do you think that Israel is working for us? Like, I was talking to Bays the other night, and I was saying, well, I mean, who gives hundreds of billions or up to trillions of dollars to a country and then everyone says they own us? I kind of think that it's the opposite. They just want us to think that Israel's calling the shots, but we're the ones behind all of this shit. That's what I think.
I mean, I used to believe that like Israel was really established for the deep state to like set up shop, and it was like strategic positioning, shielded by religion or shielded with religion. But everything that's happened and everything with those files, it's like I really don't even know what to make of it. But I still believe that, you know, all this stuff with countries and borders and all that, I feel like that's for civilians. You know, it gives us a sense of pride. But the people that really run the world, like really, really run the world, control the weapons, control the resources, I don't think they really give a shit about any of it. I think that behind the scenes, there are a lot of foreigners, you know, people, different nationalities that all have their own clique, their own brotherhood, like whatever you want to call it. and that all this other shit, I think that that's where Epstein operated. You know, like when you see the intelligence, like they're not really serving their countries, they're serving the powers above. You know, you got the CIA, it's like the American branch, MI6 in the UK, Mossad in Israel. And I think that Epstein, he kind of operated in this gray area. What do you guys think about that theory?
Well, I mean, that happens, I guess, when you're kind of playing both sides or being sort of the constant manipulator where you're, trying to be fluid and whatever someone needs you to be, perhaps. I was just noticing the comment that Danks put up on the screen from Barry Brigadier, that we likely lost closer to 100 troops than the 6 that we were informed of. I was in an X space last night or the night before. I don't know. My time's blending together now, but they were even estimating something higher, in the couple of hundreds. And these were people who are very tuned in, who I've followed for quite some time. That obviously has not been verified by anyone, publicly, but anyway, it's just it's so sad. It's so sad to even think that we've lost 6 people and 6 service members in a situation. So if they don't want to call it a war, that we shouldn't even be fighting, in my opinion. We need to figure out America first. Yeah, but I was hearing 500, in this X space a day or two.
That we lost 500 troops?
Yeah, there's all kinds of.
Is that based on the rumor that naval ship got sunk? Because I was hearing conflicting reports on that.
I'm not sure if they were crediting it just to that, but that would make sense. I mean, something that was that
right,
large.
Danks, isn't that what we were trying to figure out the other night?
What
was it? The SS Abraham? Wasn't there a report that had gotten sunk, but then we couldn't find the credible verification on it?
Well, there was that AI thing floating around X, USS Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, I saw
think that was all fake.
I saw somebody post it, but I couldn't verify it.
What they said, I read some news articles after, and they said that all the missiles, the torpedoes missed. This was apparently fake.
Thank God. I don't want to see anybody.
Navy strike group aircraft returned to USS Abraham Lincoln in the Arabian Sea following a mission. Yeah, so this is real footage. What day that is, you know what I mean? But
yeah. At this point, it's not even necessarily about a specific number. It's about the fact that lives are being lost for what? Why are we fighting a war, something that's not ours to fight? Why are we always diving in to deal with something? Israel always seems to be the common denominator. It's one of those things where it's it's not me, it's you. And it always seems to be Israel's the common denominator.
But you hear that the people at the top, they always talk about mutual interest, that there's mutual interest between America and Israel. It's just not the mutual interest of the American people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the citizens. It's Wall Street.
Yeah, this one right here says, congressional official, the Pentagon's initial estimate for the cost of a war with Iran is $1 billion per day. The Epsteinists are looting the money of poor American people to massacre the Iranian people.
We don't have it. and then think, Tel Aviv is getting hit left and right. Are we gonna have to pay to rebuild Tel Aviv too?
Oh, of course, bro.
When it's said and done.
Yeah, of course. They're gonna just blame it on us, bro. Like, you guys started this war.
BB's gonna walk into the House of Representative and whip it out, and everyone's gonna get on their knees and just give them whatever they want. Like, is that really like what we're gonna have to see?
Look at this, bro. Boom. Tel Aviv. Bombs everywhere, bro.
Yeah, you see, and I'm not happy to see this either. Like, I don't want any of this.
Bro, this is crazy. Look at these missiles following each other to try to take them out of the sky. Defense missiles. I mean, look at this. Is that World War III type shit right there.
And that's another thing too. Valhalla, he was oh man, I wish I had the timestamps. I would tell you to pull up his episode from last night. He had I watched the first hour and a half or so of his show, and he had a lot of good clips. He pulled up a clip of when the deceased troops got shipped back to America. He pointed out how there was nobody from the Trump administration there to pay their respects when they pulled.
It was
out.
on his live stream yesterday.
Yes.
Mm.
He also broke down what it costs, like what it's costing every day. Like you say, it's $1 billion a day. He had it like broken down by how many missiles that they're shooting off to intercept the missiles coming from Iran.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's each one
He
of those
had a really
missiles
good
is like
breakdown of everything.
$10 million or something like that.
Yeah, I think he said like $11 million, and he did the math about how many that they were firing off, and it equated to this much millions a day, and that I think he said like 20% of them were still getting through. So Iran's like, fuck it, they're just sending them because they know that enough are getting through to do damage. Didn't they also hit Bibi's house, if I'm not mistaken?
Did they?
I think they did.
I didn't hear
He
about
wasn't
that.
home, obviously, but I think they hit his house.
I don't know. I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear about that. I mean, it doesn't mean it didn't happen, but I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, that's
What was the other thing that I heard? There was
well, it's so
something else.
crazy to think how close they are to Israel and all of that. And it's scary, bro. They're all right there. I mean, it's not that far away.
And I'm thinking about that Jonathan Pollard clip that I pulled up a couple of times. You know the trader that did 30 years after selling secrets.
Yeah, I've done a couple
secrets
shows
to
on
Israeli
him.
and he sold them to the Soviets during the Cold War. And he talks a lot about the Samson option, saying they got the weapons if they don't get what they want. If America doesn't give them the money and they do the embargo bullshit and they stop giving them the weapons, that's okay. They got the nukes.
I think
It's like, how far did things have to escalate?
Yeah.
Wilson 45613, thank you so much for the super chat. Most of our politicians in control are bought or blackmailed by Izzy. Trump has been compromised for decades. We are not a sovereign nation. Hey, look,
We're
I'll
not
tell
even
you what,
close to a sovereign nation.
it was a sad morning waking up in Texas, even, not to divert too much, but just we had, I don't know, a disappointing midterms, I'll say. But I think all of that plays into all of this distraction stuff, like leading up to the last, through the last couple of months, just keeping people like too occupied to pay attention to what's going on and who they're potentially voting for. Sad.
Yeah, we're seeing some shit. I pulled up Valhalla and I ran his transcript. Thanks for the super chat, big dog.
Let's take a trip down memory lane, guys. Yes. A lot of memory lane. It's going to be very confusing for you guys when you watch this. It's going to be very confusing for you guys when you watch these clips because they don't make sense in 2026.
These globalists want to squander all of America's strength, blood, and treasure, chasing monsters and phantoms overseas. In addition, there must also be a complete commitment to dismantling the entire globalist neocon establishment that has perpetually dragging us into endless wars, pretending to fight for freedom and democracy abroad. We should have never gone into the Middle East. We should have never gone into the Middle East. Under my leadership, we will turn the page forever. One of those foolish, stupid days of never-ending wars. We're rebuilding our military stronger than ever before, and we are not going to deplete it again on stupid, senseless, endless wars.
Wow.
World War III has no.
Hold on. Stop telling me what to do. All right. I'll do what I want to do. All right. You don't have to. You can watch, block out, put some paper over me if you want. I quit everything.
He's not saying he's
else.
having a problem with watching it. He's just looking out for your health, Danks. You should be very grateful that you have fans that care.
It's not my fan. It's someone else's fan. Go fanboy someone else.
Never been
Look, Bays had fans earlier who were worried about his heart health because
when I was drinking my Red Bull.
Yeah. So look, it happens. I know. I've got my energy drink too, but I've got to try to stay up.
I drink like 10 of these a day. I don't drink much alcohol. I don't smoke much at all. I don't smoke anything but vape. I'm good. I used to do a lot worse, and everybody here can attest to that.
Yeah, I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm not doing nothing.
I think all I got to do is pray on it. But I know that if I do that, then God will immediately start taking this away, and I'm just not ready yet, man. I don't know what it is. I'm super addicted though. I'm getting close. I'll be honest. I'm getting close, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
Clean house of all of the warmongers.
Whoever edited this, you got to get your audio balanced here. I'm having to do it myself. But anyway.
And America last globalists and the deep state. I am the president who delivers peace. I was the first president in decades who didn't start a war. And the worst, most incompetent, most corrupt president in history is going to drag us into World War III. And this horrible, horrible president is dragging us toward World War III. We're going to be in World War III soon because I think we would have been good with Iran. I don't want to do anything bad to Iran. Large sections of the Middle East. I mean, look at the death and destruction.
How much has he talked about this? This is so
none
crazy.
of this would have happened if I were president. Our opponents join.
Did you see that Tulsi finally spoke out against him?
Okay, it literally goes forever,
I didn't
guys.
see that.
It goes forever.
Yeah, I played the clip before. Tulsi finally spoke out against him.
Good. Speaking of,
did you guys see the video of the Marine?
Oh yeah, bro. Let's play
brutal.
that.
Yeah, brutal. I already played it.
In case anyone hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The people that watching me saw it twice. I played it twice. So it's horrible because like they left his hand stuck in the door for like a while.
It's brutal to watch, bro. I'll pull it up. I reposted it. Let me see.
I found it very upsetting. People in my chat are asking if we could play the Tulsi clip though.
Yeah. Do you have it? You want to share it, or you want me to do it? You want to put it?
I had it on X. I could see if I could find it.
It's on your X. Did you post it?
No. I was scrolling.
Here, I'll find it.
I'm looking
Tulsi
right now.
Gabbard latest.
Yeah, I had a bunch of clips prepared, and then I don't know. I guess I left it up.
Oh,
too
here
long.
it is. I think I found it. Is this it?
That's exactly what Trump did. He conducted and committed an act of war without congressional authority, seriously escalated. That's exactly what Trump did. He conducted and committed an act of war without congressional authority, seriously escalating the situation with Iran. And so now we're at a point of it's not a matter of, well, are we going to have a war with Iran? We are in a war with Iran right now. So the real issue is, are we going to allow this war to continue to escalate? And if so, for how long? And to achieve what objective?
Trump got into bed with God's chosen people, and now he's getting absolutely fucked, okay? Trump's going to get raked.
I didn't play this part. I don't know what he's going to... I cut it short because it's Ryan. I love him, but
Y'all
you know what I
like,
mean?
you never know what
you
Ryan's
never
gonna
know what he's
say.
going to say, so...
It's all good.
Yeah.
There's going to be a better learning example of why you should never trust a blank, because if you trust a blank, they're going to blank you, if that makes sense. You guys understand? You picking up what I'm laying down? Look at what Trump did to his allies. They got Trump to stab Marjorie Taylor Greene in the back. They got Trump to attack Thomas Massey. The two most out of the box, America always, America first, America only politicians in our entire country. They allowed the swamp to remove Matt Gaetz from Attorney General and install Pam Bondi. They allowed.
Did you guys hear what happened to Matt Gaetz and that whole debacle? How they made him look like there was like this scandal around him, and then he got
when he was going to be AG.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, apparently he was hanging out with a girl that was of age but under 18, like right in that gray zone. And I mean, listen, I don't know what happened. I've heard allegations that, you know, it may have been a honeypot situation, but I can't attest to that. I don't know. But seeing everything we know about how this country works, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I'll pull up something on that. That's a crazy story. Thanks, Pete. I used to smoke cigarettes and I quit vaping from cigarettes. I mean, I quit cigarettes to vape, and I didn't smoke as much as I vape, and this is like out of control type of vaping. Obviously, I can't go. It's crazy. But yeah, that stuff with Gaetz is
swamp to compromise crazy. Kash Patel. They seen Kash Patel and him liking that private jet lifestyle and wanted to rub shoulders with God's chosen people and be part of the good old boys, to be a good old Shabbos goy. Kash Patel was easy. They took him like that. And then he covered up the Epstein files. Then he covered up the Charlie Kirk assassination, which made him the most powerful man in the political arena. Kash Patel protected the entire swamp. And then so did Dan Bongino. And they played Trump hook, line, and sinker. They got Trump to do what no other president was dumb enough to do, because they knew it would be political suicide. They knew it would turn the entire nation against you. They knew that we didn't want any more fucking wars. And yet, lo and behold, they ran Trump. They installed Trump. They bought Trump $250 million from Marian Adelson. And they rammed Trump right down our fucking throat. The fucking fake assassination, the Butler hit, the fucking dude.
That I don't know. How can you fake that? I mean, that somebody died in that. You know what I mean? I don't think that's fake, but I think they just had a talking to him after that happened.
I don't know. I don't know how to word my theory on that, or potential theories, the right way. I'm not always the best at articulating my words.
I don't know. You've been on a roll today.
I'll get into that another time. A little bit. Yo, shout out to Ryan Mata too. Ryan Mata messaged me the other day. I thought that was awesome. He messaged me the other day because he came across my my rant on Dan Bongino, and he messaged me saying, "Yo, you got my follow. Bongino's your bitch." I was like, "Yo, thanks." I was having fun with that.
Of course, it was all fucking smoke and mirrors to install their guy, because they knew their guy would drive in war with Iran. They knew it. And now Trump's getting fucking played. Tulsi Gabbard's throwing him under the bus, and so will everybody else. And every politician that he surrounded himself with, they all got their knives out, and they're all coming for fucking Trump. And what are they going to do one by one? They're going to Julius Caesar him, and they're going to throw him right under the bus, and they're going to let the bus ride him over.
Whoa.
And Lindsey Graham's going to jump in the bus and probably back it up one more time. Woo. This is what they are going to do to Trump. Metaphorically, of course. They are done with Trump. They used him, they chewed him up, and they shit on the entire MAGA movement. And they did it all right in front of your face while they mocked and laughed you. And soon they're going to come and take.
You know, I think there's a lot of truth to that, because you guys got to remember, a lot of the people that are surrounding Trump right now, especially JD, were never Trumpers. You know, all these Daily Wire schmucks a couple years ago, they didn't want Trump. None of these people wanted Trump. Trump didn't rise because they all had his back. They jumped on the bandwagon after he took it to the top. And then all of a sudden the files come around, and you know, I still stand by it. I do. I think that the Democrats and the deep state, I think they cooked the books with the Epstein files to make Trump look a lot worse, to like make it so bad that like he had to play ball. I'm not saying he's totally innocent by any sense of any stretch of the imagination, but there's no way you can tell me that that Epstein was so tight with the Clintons, and that Trump's name is in the files like so much more than anybody else. You know what I mean? Like, you guys really buy that? Does anybody buy that?
There's the files are a beast of their own. Obviously, they're all in on it.
They muddied the water. There's a lot of truth in there, but there's a lot of bullshit in there too.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
the
if you
only
could
way you're going to
add
find the truth
whatever.
is if you follow the money. You have to follow the money and you have to follow the bodies.
I haven't even started digging in on those files yet, bro. If I started doing that with these forensic skills over here, ooh-wee, nothing's going to happen. Nothing. As we've seen. I mean, I could do everything and nothing's going to happen. I mean, we've seen
that's what I was
going
gonna
to
say.
that we've already seen.
You guys see the clip? I didn't play the clip. I talked about it in my earlier stream, but I didn't play the clip. Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore, what he pulled up about Epstein?
Nah.
The 100% truth that he's alive and they swapped him out. Undeniable, undisputable proof.
When was this?
I think it was yesterday. Because in the files, Epstein talks about his prostate surgeries. Apparently, he had some kind of health issue, and they took out his prostate. And the person that didn't off himself in the jail had a perfectly healthy prostate in the autopsy.
Whoa.
Yep.
Oh, I got to see that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you can get the clip, send it to me.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. While you're looking for that, Danks, I was gonna say, to your point, I mean, I really think, and I know we've just now, it's been like only a few days since we first have started streaming together, but I mean, I think it takes actually, we can do all this work on the back end and we can put it out to the universe and, hope that people take it and run with it and do something. But I mean, sometimes you just got to do the good old fashioned, in-person shoe leather reporting and go knock on the doors, and I think that's what has to happen. For example, in Arizona, with the Attorney General's office or Secretary of State's office, whoever, in terms of managing the wanting to know why they're not doing more with Turning Point and their finances, if that's what you were referring to.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's just
if nobody is asking them directly on camera, putting a camera in their face, and maybe you've reached out to them. Sorry to interrupt you. Maybe you've reached out to them directly. I don't know, but
no, I haven't reached out to them directly. I'm not trying to attach myself to align to them in any way whatsoever. The closest I've gotten to them is I reached out to the police officer that Phil Lyman claimed he had in the force or whatever, Eric Moutsos. And I talked to him for a couple hours about Phil Lyman, and he was going to connect me with Lyman's family, and I was going to go up to Utah, but then I decided not to. But I still have that line. He basically reached out to me on X because I made a video with him in it. He asked me to take it down.
With Eric in it or with Phil in it?
Both.
Oh.
And Eric told me basically that the way I portrayed it was not true about him and the way he got removed from the force. He was, And so anyways, we ended up talking and we had some really great conversations. I had two with him. We read the Bible together. He showed me a couple it was a very interesting conversation, to say the least. But yeah, I mean, he didn't come from the stance of 100% Phil's not in on it. He just was like, I mean, I know Phil and I don't see him like that. He's a really nice guy, this and that. But he also sounded like he was kind of removed from their political life for a few years, so he wasn't as involved. I have a text exchange somewhere in this account, but yeah, it's the main frustration, the gripe with me and Turning Point is that, I mean, I've done enough more than Wolves of Finance. He helped bring it open, which is great, but I've done enough to warrant an investigation. And then I got really defeated when I saw that bullshit letter from the you know,
Mm-hmm.
from Scott
Mm-hmm.
Bessent. And I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing's gonna happen now. And so I've kind of realized, like, the way I put it, and in the way I said it today in my live stream, is that I want to focus now that I've gotten a pretty high IQ following. I think that they deserve and I deserve to not only talk about those things, but open up to a broader stance of things that actually affect our lives today and in the future, because none of that TPUSA shit affects us at all, except for the fact that they assassinated a human American on our land. What does that say? And like, there's no defense from the White House. That's worrisome. But then a lot of what Jesse on Fire, like, I just keep going back to that. It's like that. It looks crazy to even think that he's still alive, but at the same time, what else makes sense? Where everyone, like, this is the way I say it. If he, and I know Baze wants to go off. Just hold on.
No, I don't want to go off.
I know it's just that even if every single person that was in on it got $1 billion, you've got 100 people in it at least, and they're all acting like nothing happened. Not one person has shed a real tear online. Not one. Go find me one person who shed a tear that's around. One person. That's not how this works. That's not real life. Right. Okay. Right. The finance situation, nobody's looking into it. They put it on the state when you have an assassination of a political figure with a lot of weight that helped the White House get elected. This is not the indication of an assassination. Okay.
Exactly.
Jeffrey Epstein got way more airtime than Charlie Kirk as far as people looking into what happened to that motherfucker. So for me, this whole Charlie Kirk shit is fake and gay. From their finances to the investigation to the state case to his assassination to all of it. And it pisses me off. I've done way too much. And I feel like somebody, like anybody around them, not even wondering, like you see the whole inside. If anybody had any credibility, and it was all what we're seeing, which is, it can't be all not true. What I'm showing is all these finances, all this self-dealing, the 75% money scooped off the top off of the donors, Stacey Sheridan and Olympic Media and John Governor, and all of this money being just grifted from donors. And then all of this stuff, and then you're going to tell me that nobody's going to look into any of it? To me, it's like, okay, well, what are we doing here? I'm just beating my head up against the wall for views. I'm not about that. And I started my channel for the specific reason of helping grow the channel with TPUSA, but also shedding light on corruption, which I've been able to broaden that way more. Did anybody even realize or know in the public sphere that Pam Bondi was a registered foreign agent before I put that shit out?
No, I thought that was amazing. PS, by the way, and I don't think it got enough attention. So I'm always down to go back and revisit that whenever you want.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. But my point is that there's good to, and I'm not taking away from, because I don't 100% believe necessarily that he's alive, but I don't understand how he couldn't be at this point because of the way everything has played out. So for me, why? I'm not going to sell myself out for views, because if you look at my account, the last 2 videos that I put out, they got like 30,000 views each. One was Erica drunk or like disheveled at that school, and the other one was her and the lesbian comments. It's like, that's not what I'm here for, you know?
Thanks. I'm glad I'm rubbing off on you. I'm glad I'm rubbing off on you, because a week ago you were like, dude, don't do it. Don't do it. You're not going to get any views.
And the churches and the geofencing and
the cat's out of the bag. Let's just call it like it is. Let's just call it like it is. Okay.
I'm not saying that I'm not willing to talk about it.
There is enough evidence.
There's more to talk about.
There is more evidence of a cover-up than there is anything else. Okay. And when Pam Bondi is testifying for 5.5 hours, and these Democrats who claim to hate the Republicans so much don't even bring it up, when there's not a single politician that's lifting a fucking rock to try to look into any of this, it says a lot. It says a lot.
Yeah.
And also, you know, one thing that I'm realizing after doing this for a couple months is, you know, it's not easy to blow a channel up. Like, even if you have factual information and even if you're making good content, even if people are enjoying it, like, you need a boost, you need help, you need support. And, you know, this whole influencer space, it's pretty cliquey. It's pretty cliquey. And I've had a couple people like block me and stuff, like, not going to say names, but like on social media, like people I've never interacted with at all. And they're like blocking me. I'm like, why am I getting blocked? Like, you know, like there really does seem to be some kind of effort to suppress my channel. And anybody who watches my channel knows this. They've experienced this, whether it's my stream getting cut, my chat getting hacked, like whatever. It's weird. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. And, you know, I just noticed with this whole Charlie Kirk thing, you know, and I hate to drop names, I'm not trying to like pop shit, but like Candace Owens gets most of her publicity from her opposition. And it really reminds me of Trump in 2016. In 2016, all of Trump's enemies were all Trump, 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 and it made it must-watch TV. And I was there. I experienced it. I lived through it, and it made it more enjoyable. It made it more captivating, especially because he was such a good talker. He was so controversial. And we're seeing the same thing happen now. And, you know, at the end of the day, this war with Iran, like, this is where Charlie drew the line. This is what mattered to him most. So anybody who really cares about Charlie and anybody who really gave a fuck at any point and realizes what's going on in the world, like, that should be the focus. Like, we already have American lives. You know, like, not for nothing. I'm not, like, whether or not, even if Charlie's dead, like, we have troops dying now. We have kids. Right. They're talking about boots on the ground. It's like, what the fuck are we talking about? Well, they're making episodes about fucking Eric Kirk based on, you know, like, I'm not for nothing. I got a small little channel. I'm not getting any attention, but I put some of this shit out fucking weeks ago. I sent some of these tips out months ago, and it's just coming out now, when the files are coming out and we're at war. Like, now you want to talk about this shit? You know what I mean? Nobody wants to be the first one to speak.
Go off, man.
No, I said my piece. I said my piece.
No, it's good.
I know. I'm with you. I think it's
pull up that video. You know what?
Let's go. Yes, let's watch the video because neither of us.
Did you send it?
Yet.
No. I sent you the Jimmy Dore. I want you to play another one. Just so you know what I'm talking about.
What geofencing is. I'm gonna just play a short part of this clip and then I'll.
Yeah, of course.
Well, so this diagram right here shows the way a geofence works, right? It'll sit around an entire parcel, a parking lot, for example, the lawn, everything, and another around just the buildings, sanctuaries, classrooms, the bathrooms, everything within this location. Every person who walks through that invisible wall has their phone literally tracked without their knowledge or their consent. Now, this has been happening for data and the ability to sell advertisers data, but now they're using this to manipulate the way you think about the world around you. The technology I need you to understand is not about any particular church. This is just a way for them to get to millions of people. This is actually about the technology they're using to deploy this. And it's a methodology being deployed nationwide against mostly religious communities. Once to keep it short, without going too far into it on my own video, is that I built a website to show everything, americansfortransparency.org. You can go to it. I'll put the ticker on the bottom. They're paying millions of dollars from the Israel Ministry of Foreign Affairs to American companies run by Zionists to control Zionists and Israelis to control, or Bostonians to control the actual algorithms in the artificial intelligence in people's phones that go to churches all across the country, specifically in California, Utah, Arizona, a few other states, Texas. And they're basically manipulating the algorithm for pastors, and they're geofencing the location around the church. And then they basically, I mean, this video, it's on my channel. This is what it looks like, the thumbnail. You should just go watch it. It's, I have two here, but it's the first one with the AI pastor on it. You might want to go watch it. I'll put it in the chat if anyone's curious. The link. so you can see what I'm talking about. Because
yeah, I sent your geofencing video to Blake yesterday too, when I was trying to explain it to him. I told him, like, listen, like, I can only explain so much. Just watch the video.
It's a lot. Yeah, I mean, it goes into
He'll
Bluetooth,
ask you about it this week, I'm sure.
Wi-Fi, like, you know, carving it a social network around your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, who you're around, all of it, and they create a profile around that and essentially feed you propaganda, not just through ads anymore or through the X or Instagram reels. It's actually through the AI like ChatGPT, Grok, Claude, Gemini. They're all being paid by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Boston and essentially manipulating the algorithm. That's a short way.
You have high testosterone.
So this is the Epstein clip, if you wanted to go into that. But
and we're not just talking in that case like random little teeny tiny churches or just churches that are of a certain, I don't know, random kind of offshoot. I mean, when I think, because I live in Houston, I talk about that all the time, but we're even talking like Lakewood Church. You guys have seen, you know, Joel Osteen's church, like that was on the FARA list. I'm looking at it right now on my computer. We're talking about really big churches.
They're mega churches. Yeah, essentially, they're focused on mega churches. So you got 10,000 people going in, or 5,000 people going in, or whatever it is, and then they come out, and then the network that those phones get attached, that data set, the algorithmic, like the way that they manipulate your phone, and then if you're around a certain person for X amount of time. Say you go, like, you just got to watch the video that I put in the chat. I don't know how else. You have to watch the video. It's got it all.
The scariest part that people need to realize is they're not creating files with this data. They're adding to them. The files start the day you're born. As soon as you're in public school, you guys think it's a coincidence that the company that all the pictures that kids were taking picture day in school, Life Touch connected to Epstein,
right?
What do you think that's about? They're profiling all of us.
Yeah, of course. And now they've got AI to help like expedite that by 1000x. I mean, I'll address this hidden knowledge because I got dragged into this donation thing with somebody. And I found out some things that I wasn't happy with when it comes to the way that they were planning to use the money. So I canceled what I was going to do. And essentially, I was going to make an application that can track geofence locations, drones with, you know, coordinated data sets trying to capture phone data and stuff like that. And I was going to go to a Turning Point event with that person and then try to test it and deploy it. And either way, the idea was to create something that could monitor on your phone to see if you're being tracked, traced, geofenced, which I would like to do. But I canceled that because of that scenario I was in. However, one day soon, if it's not already going to be made by the time I get to it, I'd like to do it. But I just picked up a very big contract. So I'm coding for a company right now, a private company, that it starts on Monday, and I've been preparing for that the last couple of months. So I'm not going to have time to do that, but I would like to, and it needs to be done whether I do it or somebody else. But we need to know who's on our phones. You know, and people say, oh, well, all the apps that you've been using, that's a little different because not so much now because of the data, and not just the data, but the GPS and the all of that. But it was really just about the ads, your private information, like as far as address, name, emails, phone number, and they were selling that data. But now they've got coordinates, where you go most frequently, and it just boosts the scalability of what they can get for the ads that they're selling. But now it changed because they built something called this came out of the that video from InfoLibs, which, I mean, I've showed it a bunch of times. Before we get to the Jeffrey thing, I can show it again. Basically, it hit me when I was watching this video from James Lee, and I'd watched it a few times. And then I went back after I learned about the GEO, generative engine optimization. And I was like, oh, whoa, this is what they're doing. So it's I'll play it right here if I can find it. Who owns? Let me see where it was at. So many videos. My head's. Is it this one? Delete TikTok. I think it might be this one.
God, this is real.
Is it this one?
This is important info.
Hold on. Let me find that video.
In the meantime, I'll just add that, there are a lot of the stadiums, sports stadiums, arenas, etc., that have started adding this similar technology and even asking you if you want to be able to be eligible to go through a fast lane to start, you take a photo of your face and you input your info. And, so at that point, they have your cell phone, they have a picture of your face, they have all of your information confirmed, right? I mean, you guys, what do you think that is? That's
they always reel you in with convenience. It's going to be at the airports too. You're going to have all these long lines at the airports, and the person who gets the chip, they're just going to be able to just walk right by, scan right through, and you have all these people that are impatient, waiting online, and you're like, fuck it, give me that thing. And then and they don't realize, mark of the beast.
Pete's like trying to kick up a conversation with someone. He's like, guess I'll shut up then. Okay. I have the video pulled up, but there was somebody that said something. Oh yeah, I put the link again in the chat. Geofencing. I don't have the ability to pin it in everybody's chat. But
thanks. People have been asking me since I made content on your geofencing video about those Farah bags. What's your take on those?
Oh, that's right. I was going to address that. Okay, so the Faraday bags, they're only good.
Sorry, Faraday bags.
Yeah, no, they're only good if the phone is in the bag. But the whole point of like what I was trying to build is to be able to have it deflect that shit off of your phone. The Faraday bag is like, yeah, if you go to a place where you temporarily, but like if you were in that location and you needed to or wanted to use your phone, you can't pull it out. You're at risk. You know what I mean? So Faraday bag, yeah, is good, but only while it's in the bag, Other than that, I think that there needs to be some sort of software that deflects that shit so that we aren't constantly being just like tapped into, I guess you could say, even though we really are. We're already kind of in there, but this video really clicked for me after I learned about this stuff.
Wayne Gretzky, we have to
presumably, I'm guessing the one they deem to be unfriendly to Israel.
I think that we have to do, like to quote Wayne Gretzky, is not go where the puck is, but where it's going.
You mean like flip phones? Nah, if it doesn't have Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or GPS, then they can't do it. Just so you know.
And this has been a big lesson really since 10/7 in part. So I can tell you, we have taken resources and redistributed it really towards the LLMs, towards generative AI. Folks, I got to tell you, how many of you used ChatGPT in the last week? Raise your hand.
This didn't hit me until, because I'd seen it a few times and I saw it floating around, and then I learned about the GEO. And I kind of knew, I heard about stuff, but when I studied it and then I started reading through the code of how it works, this is what hit me.
Folks, I'm going to come back here in a year and you all need to raise your hand. ChatGPT is ground truth for the vast hundreds of millions of people. It has over 1 billion users. It's been around for like 2.5 years. So like marching in the streets is one thing we could do, but what I would rather do and where I'm investing is building the technology to train the LLMs more effectively and working with OpenAI, with Alphabet, with Anthropic, with Meta, with Microsoft. We are working with them now to train the LLMs. Heck, we're in conversations with Alibaba to train their LLM because the Chinese AI models are profound and potent, and they're much more cost effective, and they're spreading.
So the CEO of
so that's what, like, he talked the whole segment about AI. It's because they're actually building, and I've been working with Gen X girl. She's been busy, but she has been showing me some things, and we're working on a dossier that explains how the Zionists are essentially building technology even into the blockchain of AI and blockchain tech in order to manipulate the AI into the bias of the person that's running it, essentially. I think one of your guys is right here.
Yeah, that's me. Thank you very much for the super. IRS said if they get enough complaints about any nonprofit, it initiates an investigation. We could send registered mail with return receipt for proof. The name is Fuck Pfizer. Thank you
I
very
put
much, buddy.
In my description, I put a bunch of these links to report it and stuff. I hadn't done it myself. I started it. I got busy, but
I highly encourage that as well, because here's the thing. I know, as being a former TV investigative journalist and, and doing what we do now, we have to be able to request documents, okay, to prove that a government agency isn't doing what it should be doing. And like it or not, a government agency oftentimes has to receive a certain number of complaints with a threshold of a certain amount of money in order for it to be able to move. It's like they can't just, even though they should be able to, they can't just be like, ooh, I woke up today and I, saw this YouTube video, so I wanted to start investigating TPUSA. No, they have to actually have receipts. They have to have complaints in their database, a reason to go.
All you got to do is go through my timeline on my channel, Dankster Intel. I'll roll it down here just in case you can't see it. Where we all are at. Let me see here. Yeah. And you go to my mostly on my YouTube. Okay. And anything that talks about TPUSA, get all the links and put it in. They actually pay $30,000 is what I saw it's on the government website for the IRS, or one of the companies one of the investigation bodies, that if you just send them the videos, man, just get it and get the money and get it all. If every single person, there's 362 people watching. If every single person from all three of us went to my page and sent all of my TPUSA videos to the IRS or to the whatever, there's one other, I forget which one right now, but they would have to look, bro. I'm telling you, they would have to look. You guys, if you haven't seen it, you'd be blown away. What was the finance only talked about a very few small amount of things. I went through every IRS 990 filing in all of TPUSA's history, all of them. And I found an enormous amount of alleged fraud, or at least defrauding donors, or mistaken, like just
questionable
bullshit.
at minimum. Yeah. Actually, it would be far more than questionable. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's with the limited amount of information that you can even see in those publicly available documents. There's so much more. There has to be so much more.
You have to see the minutes, though, on what they're voting. And even then, I just don't know how somebody who's being paid by a nonprofit to raise money can have 3 companies and then take donor money, route it through basically their own company and take a commission while getting paid. Or in general, being on the board or the governing body of that company, nonprofit, owning companies. John McGovern is doing it, allegedly. Stacey Sheridan is doing it, allegedly. Those are the 2 primary ones. The other ones are taking large amounts of donor money.
What about, isn't also Andrew, doesn't he have, does he also
he's got
have
a company. I didn't look into his companies, but he does have a company where he's got employees working for both, and like it's messy. There's a lot of messy things going on. You have Superfeed Technologies.
Like,
with
yeah,
Tyler
yeah, yeah.
Boyer. They're taking, I mean, look, they're building superfeed in Ukraine. I have a video on that shows that they're building it in the middle of the Ukraine-Russia war zone on generators. That data of American voters is being sent in a cloud server and most definitely being hacked by Russian intelligence. I mean, there's so many different things. That's why I'm saying if you went through my timeline, you'd see an amazing amount of just crazy shit, bro. From quid pro quos to self-dealing in 3 different types of ways, to new employees getting this job and then starting an LLC and creating self-dealing. It's just, that's why I said earlier, it's just frustrating because I know that people have reported to the IRS. I had people begging me, like, can I send you my video? Is that okay? Tons of emails. You wouldn't even believe. So I know that they've gotten them. You know what I mean? Not sure what you just said, Danks, but email bomb? Yeah. Yeah. If you want to see if they have, okay, I'll look at what is the requirement for the IRS or a governing body to see. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick.
Yeah.
And in the meantime,
Usually, like for the FBI, usually it's over. I mean, it used to be over $1 million. Now it's probably like, more than that.
$1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh yeah, there's at least 20 million that I've found.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just the money. Yeah.
Right.
How many submitted? What are those things called?
And then when you think about the ripple effects in terms of the tax implications, right? Because for people were paying, were able to deduct from their taxes because this was a nonprofit organization, right? That people were funding. It is a hot mess express, as you know. I mean, you've been through the ringer with it time and time again.
I'm gonna get to that Epstein thing, buddy. I promise. So it's pulling up the IRS and FBI. Sorry, no, this conversation got a little.
Oh, you talking to me? I don't know. We're in this.
There's no minimum number of complaints required. Neither the IRS nor the FBI publishes a threshold like 10 complaints triggers an investigation. It doesn't work like that for a petition. For the IRS, all referrals go to analysts at the exempt organizations classifications office. Section 6103 of the IRS prohibits disclosing whether it has initiated an examination or the results of an examination. Oh, it prohibits it? So then is Scott Bessent in breaking an IRS tax code by sending them that letter? It says Section 6103 of the Internal Revenue Code prohibits the IRS. So if 6103 prohibits informing the company, then isn't Scott Bessent violating IRS law by sending TPUSA a letter saying they aren't investigating him?
Yeah.
That's a sharp question. We pull what we have on the Bessent TPUSA. Searching my project. It's like look at all this stuff. This is my project. Master evidence dossier, verifying dossier, like AI turning point. Okay, I'm not finding here. I can show the letter here. I got to get the letter now. God dang it. Scott Bessent TPUSA letter. Find that freaking image. This is how investigations are done, folks.
That's right. This is how the sausage is made. That's what we used to say.
Did you guys? Nah, I'm not gonna distract anybody. I'll save that one.
TPUSA Erica Kirk. And that was on Wolves of Finance, so if I have to go to it, I will. Now I'm stuck. This is what happened. I got OC. Oh, is it here? It is here.
Yeah, so I see someone in the chat had just mentioned writing the letter to the state's attorney general. I highly recommend that because I think that you should write it to your own state's attorney general, no matter what state you live in, and then also to the Arizona one, because that's where they're based. And thanks. Do you remember, or did they still have something that was located in Illinois, Indiana? I can't remember one of those I states, or was it all in Arizona or Ohio?
Well, they had America's Turning Point. I think their location is in Nevada.
Okay.
Yeah, but Arizona it's Arizona, and then they had Wyoming for GGLF. And then Arizona, Nevada. That was like the core, like TPUSA themselves.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, probably Arizona would most likely be sufficient, but maybe Nevada, but also just your own state. I think, look, there's going to be, even if you know, at the federal level they're not willing to do something, there's going to be some state, frankly, even if you do have like a Democrat you know, in a position, who knows, they might be interested in going after TPUSA. I don't know.
Oh, I got a playlist, bro. Thank you for the super chat, Pete. Dude, make a playlist, put it at your channel, and tomorrow night during your live, if you do, or a normal live, I do tomorrow at 11, it's scheduled. For numbers, call it time, and everyone can take 5 minutes off and share at the same time. Here, I'm doing so many things right now.
I also just want to point out real quick, because fuck Pfizer said before about filing the complaints, and now Kay Breach is talking about writing letters. That is what we call a call to action. And that is how we're going to make change. And that is what influencers should be doing. They should be influencing. They should be putting out calls to actions so that the people that follow them know what to do, so that they could contribute and make the real changes. Otherwise, it's just, if you're not putting out calls to action, then it's just entertainment.
I'll literally go to the playlist, and I'll share the link to the playlist if you guys want. It's called the Charlie Kirk investigation. There's 49 videos here.
Look at you swinging it around.
Kirk, TPUSA.
Those thumbnails.
Playlists. Yeah, you like those, huh? Here, I'll pin it. I'll pin my playlist. They're not all financial.
Zach on that top one is making the same face that I made when I watched that last video.
I mean, we could literally, from here, like right from here, clean audit. I destroyed them, their auditing company. Their own company that audits them, the company that audits them, destroyed. GGLF, life insurance, destroyed. $20 million self-dealing. This goes, all the people, Jake Hoffman, their freaking CPA, non-CPA, CFO, whatever. Boyer, Sheridan, North Korean women's weapons funding registered agent. Superfeed. This is the one that talks about all the superfeed built in a war zone. More millions from Stacey Sheridan. Again, Stacey Sheridan, Olympic Media, 2.1 million out of a $2.7 million donation. Them donating money to Israel for the Experience Israel project. I explain it all in the videos. Because like the issue with giving money to a foreign nation for any reason, when their mission statement is for Americans and American values, it's against their mission statement. I mean, the list goes on. PPP loan fraud by Jake Hoffman, getting loans during COVID when the year before he made $1.8 million from one contract from TP Action. I mean, the list goes on. So, I mean, John McGovern, worth every penny. I mean, yeah, this playlist is just nasty, bro. It's their worst nightmare, this playlist, I'm telling you. So anyway, that's that.
Yo, we really are a fucking hell of a combination. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I like it.
Thanks on the computer.
Sorry, I'm hogging up the
Kelly with the real investigative journalist experience.
For real.
Me with the microphone.
Yep.
Should we run this?
Superpowers. I'm like the Power Rangers, you know? That's what I envision. I'm like, we need a good graphic like the Power Rangers.
I'm just saying, give me a fucking reason. No, like I'm serious. Like people don't know. You know what I mean? And it's funny too, because like the people in the chat and the people listening, like they'll hear my little rants and everything, but they don't know about like the closed doors, the behind the closed doors conversations. You know, like they don't know like what we know. Like they don't know what we talk about. Like they don't know. You know what I mean? Like they don't know. They don't know. I think the other people know. That's all I'm gonna say. And I don't want to do it. You know, I'm trying to play nice. I want to play nice. I want us to all, like I keep saying, a high tide rises all ships. I just want all the ships to rise. I don't want to go around sinking them. And no ship is too big to get sunk, especially when you know what I know.
Same. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I don't talk about. You know what I mean?
But thanks. Am I wrong? Kelly, am I wrong?
I just loved how quick I saw Danks whip that head up. He goes,
you know, maybe if it was up to me, we would all be going to church together. You know, it would be nice.
Yeah.
Shit, speak for yourself. I'm not getting geofenced.
Like I watch from my couch.
Bro, I was going to church every week. As soon as I figured that out, I texted my homie and I texted my other homie, and I was like, I'll see you guys at the wherever else. I'm sorry. But for me, I even looked it up in the Bible and everything to make sure like I wasn't, you know, and once I learned what I learned, that, you know, church is with you and God wherever you are, then I'm good. You know what I mean? And then really church is about the congregation and like the relationships built with people. And so I'm not about all of that. It's spiritual experiences of my life in church. I'm not taken from that. And I am missing out on that because I've had the hand of the Lord touch me, literally touch my body, my back. And I was in tears, like standing there, you know, but at the same time, like I know that as long as I stay tethered, I'm good. Daily, I, you know, day in and day out, I make sure to stay connected. I pray, and some days I go longer than others with that. But by that end of the day, somehow I'm like, oh shit, I haven't prayed today, or I haven't thought about doing something for somebody else today. But I always try to keep that at the forefront of how I live my life now, especially with how I've been gifted so many times over the life that I have today. Because again, I shouldn't be alive, and you guys know that, you know. So.
No, yeah, it's true. Everything you said is true. The way I see it, though, you don't need to go to church to be connected with God. But if you already are connected with God, going to church is a great place to form a community and to help other people that are trying to be connected to God. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I did go to church once between now and then. And like it happened to be, I went for a drive in my truck. I just wanted to go for a drive. And then I met a homeless dude and I took him to the church, and like, it was a strange experience for him, but you know, I tried to help him there, and he wasn't comfortable, but I felt good doing it. Cause I actually prayed before I left the house and then got to help somebody else. And I think that's a big purpose. Like you said, is really helping other people come to where I'm at. Because it's like I thought I believed in God and Jesus and all of that stuff, but it actually happened for me in the algorithm. It was late at night. I was living in a darker time, like right towards the end of my crypto time. So this was like from summer to when Charlie's situation happened. And at night, my YouTube algorithm was showing me every single night. It was showing me videos of this one dude. He would go and expose these like occult places, and he would preach Jesus and stuff. And then it would show me like testimonies of people dying and go to hell, people dying and seeing Jesus, people dying and going to heaven, people going in all the different layers of hell. And I've died and gone to hell myself. So it's like, or to the first level, at least what I think that it was, that was that. Which I've told the story before once on someone else's channel, but I know all that stuff's real. And I think that reminder like kicked in. And then I had this crazy spiritual experience where Jesus talked to me, or God talked to me through a Buddhist a friend of mine, and then like my life changed, and then it just like, and so it was strange how my coming back, but from then, now I'm really in tune, and I would not have what I have today. And Baze, I'm sure you feel the same as if how you've spoken about that in your life, and you know, there's a big difference from thinking to like, it's not, we don't know, we know.
Yeah, no. When you know, there's no denying it, and it changes.
When you know. It's not the other way. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. When I had that change, it was like there was no going back. There was no doubt. There was, you know what I mean? Like there's no compromising me anymore. Like
nothing to worry about. You know.
I wouldn't say nothing to worry about, but it's
as
like,
far as like I feel like I don't have skeletons is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? At least I don't. But I put it all out
everybody
there,
has skeletons. It's just a matter of whether or not it's going to affect you.
Put it all out there, though. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, you know, like I feel comfortable calling people out and doing all this shit. Like I could go way harder because I don't have any like I try to think back to like my rave days, like maybe there's some shit there. I have no idea. You know, it's like maybe, but other than that, it's like I don't know. I mean, what I've done is told everything.
You've outed yourself about whatever. So you feel like you're already,
unless they want to take these stories that I've told on this channel in my members' lives or in some of these other lives about doing dope and being homeless and stealing shit. And if you want to use that against me, say I grow to be this dude and this technology I'm building comes and breaks out, and then you want to try to use that as ammunition against me, well, then I'll have to fight that somehow. But I'm not going to hide from my past, worried about the future. You know what I mean?
You know what? You get to a certain age, though, and you realize that everybody's got their past. Everybody sins. Like, that's what they say. We're all sinners. You know, it's not about your worst sin. It's about how you repent. And not for nothing, but now that these files came out and we see just how fucking evil and treacherous and heinous all these people are sinning, and that these people are covering it up. You know what I mean? Like, did you ever do anything that bad? I know I didn't.
No, hell no. Not that bad. Definitely not. That was nice to see from Douglas, Reedy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
It's been in my prayers as well.
Thank you. I've been going through a big diagnosis, you guys, with my little guy, my 7-year-old. And so he's every day has been like hospital appointments, school visits for a new school. And it's been pretty heavy. Single mom. So just trying to like make it all happen. But, you know, Power Rangers. So, you know, super mom in the house. We're gonna figure it out one way or another for sure. So thank you, Douglas, for sharing that. Yep, no doubt. If he brings you to it, he'll bring you through it.
Hey, I like that. I had this thing pulled up. I don't know what I did with it. It was this one. I did want to. I don't know if we need to go back to Trump and Vance and all that, but I do have the files thing. I don't know if
whatever you guys want to do.
There's lots of things. I mean, let me see. We could move past the war thing. Let me go to that.
Yeah, let's make things a little lighter. I feel like everybody's had enough. You know. Enough.
Where is that video? Oh, here we go. I haven't seen this yet, so
this is something else. This is definitive proof that he's out.
I was pretty sure he was already from the images.
No. I said it from day one, but this is like, just watch.
And still have a need for Viagra because you don't have a prostate, right? Jeffrey Epstein, correct.
Damn.
So there's been a shocking development in the Jeffrey Epstein saga, and it's almost conclusive proof
Almost.
It's as close to conclusive proof, I guess, as we can ever get that he's not dead. Because, well, first of all, do you remember?
I'm listening. I'm going to go off camera for a second.
When we were assured that he killed himself by the FBI? Remember this?
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself.
Killed himself.
You want me to?
That's why I got to whisper.
There's my bitch right there.
I'm not really trying to tell you the truth. I go into my whisper voice. That's how I know it's real.
Anybody who's seen my Instagram page knows that Dan Bongino's my bitch.
I like that clip.
And if I, when I'm lying, I'm screaming like I did at Candace Owens yesterday. But right now I'm whispering this, and so that's how you know it's real. And he said he's seen all the files.
I've seen the whole file.
He's seen
He
them.
killed himself.
You
Okay,
said
could you show us that file then? Why?
Real quick, sorry. Pete, I usually would have at 9-ish in my Discord. If you want to join the research community, it's $5. Patreon, Original Dankster. We usually do calls, but I've been busy coding out this project. But yeah, we'll get back into it soon. Sorry about that.
And I just want to point out real quick that clip that I was referring to that I made about Dan Bongino, the whole reason I made that clip was to defend all of the conspiracy theorists, all the people that were doing the research on the Charlie Kirk case, the people that were doing the research in the files. I didn't have a dog in that fight. I came out swinging for them.
We got to show it in case they haven't seen it.
Well, let's finish this first.
You, Dan Bongino or Dan Mangina, why wouldn't you show
Dan
us
Bongina
that convinced you that he killed himself? Why wouldn't you show us that file? I know you had to do custody of it, but here, let's get to the point. Jeffrey Epstein had his prostate removed, and how do we know? Because it's in the Epstein files. You want to see it? Here it is. You have high testosterone and still have a need for Viagra because you don't have a prostate, right? Jeffrey Epstein, correct.
I mean,
he didn't have a prostate.
Is that just a message thread or a medical record? I mean, he could just be lying to get Viagra. You know that, right?
Why would Jeffrey Epstein have to lie to get Viagra?
I don't know.
Come on.
That's true.
Come
I'm just
on.
playing devil's advocate here.
Here's another one. It's patient Epstein, Jeffrey. This is from LabCorp. This is in the file.
That's a medical record.
It says after radical prostatectomy, prostatectomy, we had a radical prostatectomy.
Oh my gosh.
How's that devil's advocate working for you?
Bladder that contains approximately 5 milliliters of cloudy yellow urine. The prostate is, so this is from the autopsy of Jeffrey Epstein. It says that his bladder had 5 milliliters of cloudy yellow urine. The prostate is slightly and diffusely enlarged with marked enlargement of the vermilabitanum. The testes.
Yo, good job, Jimmy.
I didn't want to hear that about your testes, do you?
Unremarkable.
What the fuck? I saw Unremarkable Testes open for Foghat at the Fillmore in San Francisco. I don't know if people ever Foghat. That's a band from the 70s. So that's how old my producer is who wrote that joke for me. Anyway, lots of people don't realize that men all have something they're kind of like wisdom teeth, but it's like a wisdom prostate, you know? It's kind of like a backup system, right? They come in later. And if there's one single place a man needs additional wisdom, it's right around his dick and balls. Really. Maybe with all his legal troubles, he couldn't make his medical payment, so they came in and reinstalled his old prostate. Maybe that happened.
Oh my gosh.
On further examination, it was discovered he had JFK's old prostate. That thing has seen a lot of miles. Am I right? Come on. Oh, no, I have a prostate. I just don't have it on me right now. I got it. I just don't have it on me. Come on. Okay, I'm offering my my services as a gag writer to help liars get out of this one. Here's a sample. Why would we feel the need to check up his ass? It's only a prison. Come on. Am I right? Come on. We'll be right back with more of this story.
So that's pretty irrefutable evidence. So yeah, I mean, there's
How'd they
lots of
fuck
clips
that
of
one
them
up?
being alive, and then the image, the ear image, the side by side that they showed, the ear looks obviously different.
The ear. What about the nose? What, he got a nose job the day before he died? The day before he died?
Well, let me see. Jeffrey seen side by side. Let's see here if I can find it. Oh yeah, here. Excuse me.
Come on. And listen, guys, this is not AI. That's it. Those images on the left, that's who they tried to pass off.
I mean, the ear is even more damning for me, but then because the nose could be changed, but the ear, let me see.
It's not even close.
Yeah, it's not even close, obviously, but here it is. This one. I mean, it's just right here. You could just tell. Look at this thing right here, the way the ear is. The ear lobe, all of it.
And this guy is living his best life right now.
I mean, how old was he here? I mean, he didn't get that old, bro. He wasn't 75 years old, bro. Was he?
No,
I mean,
he was not.
Okay, in the chat, though, you guys. Okay, so Marie says that. I just went back up. There you go. Everybody knows death collapses your nose. I mean, I don't know if that's.
I've been to plenty of wakes. I've been to plenty of wakes.
I don't know. I mean, can we?
It's like the people that said that, like, when you die, because when you die and they embalm you, like, you deflate a little bit, like you might get a little, like a little skinnier. Yeah, when people were trying to say that Charlie Kirk lost an inch off each of his fingers. I had like Marco Rubio baby hands.
Your nose. Your nose is made of cartilage, which is the same of your ear, and collapse.
Oh, okay. Marie was being sarcastic. Okay, sorry. You have to add the emoji at the end, so that way we know for sure. Because otherwise,
guys, how many of you are starting to entertain the idea that Charlie's alive? And that the whole case is just QAnon. And the case is just QAnon 2.0, and they're just trying to distract us from the files and the war.
Yeah, put a 1 in the chat if you think he's alive. I'm curious. We got no ones yet. Nobody wants to put a 1.
I'm pretty much there.
Are you?
Come on, y'all.
I'm getting there. I'm like a coin toss. I don't know, because the whole thing is, it's what Danks was saying before, okay? Because everybody was involved. You're going to tell me that they're all that heartless? It's like you have to ask yourselves, is it more probable that every single person involved, including the media, is it more probable that they're all in on killing him, or they're all in on faking his death?
If you haven't seen Jesse on Fire's playlist, you need to go watch 1 through 4. Just, even if it's the toughest thing you'll ever do, how much time have you spent looking into how he died or what is involved? You owe it to yourself to at least see what this man has to say, because I've never seen somebody lay it out so well to explain the inconsistencies in the way everybody around Charlie has been acting, not to mention the clip that I've shown multiple times. I'll just show it again.
And that just goes to show you that if he is dead, then that's like, think about how evil the people running things are. That they're that evil. And it's all of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's all of them. The company, the mainstream media, the other influencers that are going along with the turning point narrative. Everybody in Congress that's just acting like everything's normal with this Tyler Robinson case. There's not a single person with like real power that's actually doing something. That's giving a call to action. That's saying, write the letters.
Exactly.
Write the letters. Make the calls. Everybody needs to do this right now.
Yep.
Okay,
Ask
you
the
watched all
questions.
four,
Not a single
Jules.
more, not a single like other arrest has been made. Not a single, I mean, just none of that makes sense.
And the
None
911
of that
tapes,
makes
it's
sense.
really just like an insult to anybody's common sense, whether you think he's
Yeah.
alive or dead.
They
There's not a
just
single
wanted
member
to
of
go
Congress
away.
that's making a public statement saying, hey, what is this?
So Jesse argues that the whole Jesse is basically saying that Candace is not in on it. If she would, like, he explains it in the video. He's kind of the video series.
I don't buy the narrative that he was afraid he was going to go to jail because I don't believe the left versus right nonsense.
Well, the whole
I'm
point
I'm
was
of the
to
mind
be
that
a
it's
martyr for the right, so that the left never gains power again, so they can.
Yeah, but it's all WWE.
divide
The
all
left,
way.
right, it's all bullshit.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
it
all
is
bullshit.
But that's the game he was playing,
Listen,
bro.
listen. We're at war
That's
right
the
now
game
with
he was
Iran.
playing.
We're at war right now with Iran, and Chuck Schumer is supporting it. That's all you need to know. There is no left versus right.
What do you think about this one? Totally derailed, Candace.
What does it mean? Totally derailed, Candace.
She's off the rails with the Bride
Oh.
of Charlie series. What do you guys think?
I haven't really watched it. I saw like 2 episodes, and then I thought it was funny. That was why I made that clip. I actually sent you that clip if you want to play it because episode 3 when she covers Erica's town hall meeting, I'm like, damn, that's a missed opportunity. Because I made a video on that same shit down to the haircut, but I put it all into like a video montage with her speaking over it. You can play it right now if you
I
want
want to play it. Yeah. Is it on your Instagram?
I just sent it to you on Discord. It's under the other one. And anybody who's been watching that, anyone who saw episode 3 when Candace played it, because I put her in it. So instead of her showing the town hall meeting, she's showing my video. But Erica's basically saying the same shit. It just has different images.
Also, I love what pattern recognition said. Anyone who wants to do a series that gets as big as Jesse's and has a different theory, let's do it. I mean, I haven't even watched Jesse's series yet, but I've been on fake death from those who've been following me know I've been on fake death from the jump. And I mean, yeah, no one, even with the exploding mic, and I have a lot of respect for a lot of different theories, but no one has recreated what we saw to a T yet. And so until
Why did you and Blake
that,
laugh at the exploding mic? The thing that, remember I said that kid made the one with the small followers. He made the shirt. He wore the shirt. And he had bought he made the paint and all that.
The reason why we kind of were laughing, we were actually on with him last night, Jordan.
Oh,
Henshaw.
last night or the night before I said that?
Last night.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Yeah, Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the reason why I'd kind of like chuckle was because Blake and Jordan had a lot of beef. Because when Blake was going through his whole thing with Jason, G coming at him, it raised a bunch of questions for Jordan.
You mean this guy right here? This dude right here?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I prefer to not say his name.
This guy right here? Yeah.
I'm just gonna use the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in 30 seconds. You guys can start that video if you want.
Okay. So yeah, basically, so props to me, I brought them together, I mean, props to them for being willing to talk to each other. But I was like, look, I really think you guys should talk. And they did on a live. And so, you know, baby steps, building bridges. And at the end of the day, like, we're just trying to get to the bottom of things and trying to, I think we all have a similar mission in the fact that we don't believe that he was shot with a 30-06. So
yeah,
stronger
definitely
together
not,
than apart.
definitely not shot with a 30-06. I think,
But
it
yeah, that was the
episode
reason for the
2.
like.
Turek, if my theory is correct.
Hopefully this video doesn't get this video demonetized. I just want to find the one. Here it is.
I literally realized upon rewatching my stream the other night that was you that super chatted me. I apologize. I didn't even see it until I was rewatching it. I would have obviously pointed everyone in the direction of your channels. So Jordan Henshaw has been saying from the very beginning that Charlie faked his death. He's done tons of stuff on this. That's a lot of it has focused on the functional way, like how would he have done it? And I highly encourage you guys to go take a look at that. But here's an example. We're actually going to be looking at 2 things that he did. Okay. 2 things that he did. This is the first one. Then we're going to be looking at the under the shirt explosion in addition to this. Okay. So now I'll watch this.
I have a blood gag that I did. I'm going to show that now. And just to be clear, before I show this clip, I want to be very.
I can't show this, but here, this is really good evidence right here.
Was basically there, I think.
This is the guy that does all the special effects, okay, in Hollywood, and he works at this school, and they're saying that this is the dude that they've been calling Jack Hibbs at the event. Now, before all of this, they go and they show how this tubing works, okay? And Jesse gets into it here.
We have his face, we have his beard, and we have a little thing on Charlie's back, a little indentation that looks exactly like
it does.
Look
at this. I mean, can I blow this up? Here, let me see. If I do this real quick. How can I do this? Let me see if I can blow this up right here. So check it out. So right here, this tubing and this little end piece right here, and then he's basically saying like this part right here is in Charlie's back, right here, and it does look just like it. I mean, it's almost identical. Look, that's not just it though, but
connection between the blood bladder and the hose and the air pressure hose in the exact same spot as it is in his tutorial online.
Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Now, I have not gotten into this yet because I can't prove who this is, but this right here is supposedly Butch Hibbs. Okay. Except I think most people agree that is not Butch Hibbs. Butch Hibbs is different. We're going to get into that later, but okay, look at this is in the example that he gave. Okay. This is the connection that's going to go to the blood bladder, that's going to get pumped through when it's necessary. This is a photograph of Charlie. Okay. That day. And that's not the last time we're going to be looking at hoses on him, I don't think. Now, here's another test that Jordan Henshaw did to try to recreate the initial impact. Check this out.
This is like identical. Look at the shirt and the way it moves. So basically, this kid, Jordan, made the same alleged squib and put the piping and everything how he thought Charlie was wearing it. And the shirt moves just like it. From front to back and all of it.
Yep, I was the first one to ever interview Jordan.
This is the first time I ever saw it was on his video.
Significantly stronger than the one that Jordan's using, because this is the stakes of this working are on opposite ends of the universe. But this is similar enough that you got to admit, he's rigging this up with a paintball gun. Okay. He's doing this in his house by himself. Right. Look at that. Look at that, dude. I mean, that is just that one right there. Now, we are going to close this out with three things that we're going to look at real quick. Okay. So this is 10 minutes before the shot is taken. Okay. I'm going to resize this a little bit so you can see the whole entire thing. Okay. 10 minutes before the shot is taken.
We're taking this country back, everybody. I'll tell you that.
The squib is the hose and the squib are underneath his shirt where everybody thought that the microphone was. In my theory, not a statement of fact, but in my theory, what you are looking at right here is a hose and a squib. And you can actually even see, you'll be able to see it in a second. Watch this.
Let's get started. God bless Utah. Yes, sir.
That is, look at that, dude. Look at
Does that look like a microphone, guys? Does that look like a microphone? Is that an exploding microphone?
Well, my whole question is, why would he need a microphone on his shirt if he's using one on his hand?
Well, that's
I don't do live events though, so I didn't. It wasn't like something I was making a big deal about. Yeah, I figured that would be an excuse.
Yes.
But so now that we brought that up, let me show you what one of those looks like. Air squib. Check this out. So then this is what one of those devices looks like right here. And you can, so this is where the tube would go. All right. So the tube would go down here. And obviously it's not the same device, but it's that same size. Looks like the one on Charlie allegedly is similar to the fact that it's a little bit more to the side, not dead centered. And this is kind of how that would be, but again, not the same device. Now, if we go back to, let me see, there was an image that I sent Jesse one time that was like, this is identical. Air squib, blood squib pack. If I can find that exact image. I don't know, man. That sucks. I would have to look, but yeah, there's essentially an image that looks identical to what that would be, and it shows it. And then we go back to this video, the fourth one, and so, then
potentially
this right here is the hose coming out of the other side of his shirt from underneath. That pumps the...
Yeah, Blake tried to tell me that was the necklace. I'm like, I don't know about that. I'm like, could be a microphone wire that just like looks a different color.
It's debatable on this.
I don't think that's
a necklace.
I think the necklace would have dropped. I don't see a scenario how the necklace hangs like that while you got multiple people carrying them away. I'm not saying it's impossible, but...
Yeah. But I do also think that it's weird that we did not get access to this these photos until like 2 months later, something like that. I don't remember the exact date, but it was not until like way
What
later.
I think is weird is that all this stuff, think about it. Jesse's theory, Barron's episode with the 911 calls, Candace's bride to Charlie. It all comes
now. The 911 calls.
No, but what I'm saying is everybody's big episodes that's drawing all this attention. It's all coming out right when the files are coming out and right when we're going to war.
Well, I think. Well, people are saying the war is a distraction from all that. I'm not.
Okay. Where's all the real money going right now? We established it ourselves that this war is going to cost $1 billion a day. When they say that the war costs $1 billion a day, it's $1 billion of our money a day. The people that are making this war happen are making that money. the military-industrial complex, Boeing, the oil companies. They're making the money. The money's
way
going
that
to
happens is that the taxpayers pay the money. If they don't have the tax money to pay it, then they do the reciprocal debt, which I've shown on the channel from the tax debt, U.S. debt clock. And then essentially that money goes into the U.S. government, and then the government pays the independent contractors, and that money goes into the private company's hands. So it's from us, from our companies to our paychecks, taxed, and then to the government, to the private sector, and then.
But think about it. Everybody making such a big deal about the couple $100 million that Turning Point USA made in the past couple months.
I mean, that's kind of why I'm like,
and
this
one day at war is quadrupling it.
Yeah.
Oof.
So okay,
More
so
than
you
that.
think you guys really think that they're going to go to war to distract everybody from the Charlie
No.
Kirk case? No. The Charlie Kirk case is to distract from the files and the war.
Yeah,
QAnon
possibly.
2.0.
Well,
Most likely scenario.
I will say that the phone calls, or the police calls, and the person that has not been identified that's wearing the outfit, the Zach Qureshi guy, allegedly, that's all absolutely strange and needs to be.
And I'm not trying to say that they're trying to time it to cover up the war. I'm saying that the timing, that all these
just like amplifying
it's like, oh, now's the time. This
They're
one's doing
paying
this.
us
This one's doing
more,
this. They wait till it's the
giving us
right
more
time,
views.
and then they strike. I'm not saying that Jesse,
this
Barron,
video-
and Candace are just in on it and that they're all coordinating. I'm saying that it's all, it's like you just wait till the stars align.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like,
For
this
sure.
one's got a big episode. We could release some files today.
Well,
This one's doing this. We could do this.
There was a minute there,
It's a
right
magician
after
trick.
Charlie
Everyone's looking at this
died.
hand.
Right after Charlie, there was a minute there where they were suppressing content from the TPO. It was like a few weeks after, and then they just throttled it. And when I say throttle it, they go look at we can go look at my channel right now, and you can see the difference. And it's not just necessarily the algorithm. It's because my videos might not get the views because my audience has been going for the TPUSA stuff, which I understand. But the drastic difference in view count is incredible. Look, I posted this video 4 hours ago.
That's another factor. The algorithm is pushing it.
It's pushing it, right? So if you go look, I can show you. Actually, I can show you my studio. So look, if you want to see, this is how you can really see. All right. So if we go to video analytics, just on the last one about the Iran war, okay? I released it 4 hours ago. It's only doing 43 views an hour. It's dead. I mean, it's nighttime, but it's not even reached 1,000 views. My videos on TPUSA, they get 1,000 views in the first 20 minutes. And then they start to go into the 3, 5, 10,000 by the 8th hour, and then you can also tell by the subscriber view rate. When it's not, I'm a small channel. So when they want to push it out, they'll basically push it, and this will say subscribed. It'll be less. It'll be like 70%, and the non-subscribed rate will be higher, right? So now this is war and TPUS, war in Israel or Iran. If we go to Erica Kirk, okay, here's the last one I did on Erica Kirk. It's got 22,000 views. It's still doing 124 views. The last 2 days, it's got no views lately, but in the last 2 days, this is already multiple days old. The audience, look at this, non-subscribed, 58%. Almost, it's pushing out to people who do not know my channel 60% of the time versus my latest uploads not pertaining to TPUSA or Erica, 97% or whatever, 98% subscribed. It's flipped.
Valhalla VFT makes a video. He's doing a live, and he's having fun, and he's laughing, calling Erica Kirk an alleged recovered Kokor, and he's getting hundreds of thousands of views.
Yes.
He talks about the war, and they kill his stream.
Yeah, that's what they want us to talk about it. Look
But
at
why would they want us to talk about it if they killed him and covered it up? Why wouldn't they want to silence it? Why wouldn't they kill?
Sense.
Like now that I've experienced what it's like to say the wrong thing and just have the dial turned down with the algorithm? Why are they turning it up so high with the Charlie Kirk case? And think about it.
How much
Think about it. He
paying.
has parents. He has parents. Like the kids, and people don't realize this too, because I've dug deep, and like, you know, everyone's like, oh, the kids. It's like nobody's trying to post people's kids on the internet. Like, let's just face it. Like, I'm not trying. But listen, I looked into it, and the majority of the pictures with those kids got posted after he died. And you know this. I've sent them to you. We've looked at them.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying the family pictures with Charlie and Erica and the kids, they got posted after September 10th.
Yeah.
And
they're paying $25
inconsistencies.
for every 1,000 views on the TPUSA shit. $12.
Yeah, they're paying better and they're
$20.
pushing it up because that's what they want. Listen, that case was designed. Like, we talk about profiling. What do you think they're doing with this information when they profile us?
Yeah, of course.
The open mind, the objective thinkers, the people that care, the people that are into the conspiracies, they tailored this case for us.
$15 every 1,000 views. Look at that. And then, I mean, I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm just showing.
How do you wait? Hold on. I'm curious. How do you even? I don't even. I've never even really looked at my stats like that.
Danks is like a guru. He's like a wizard. But chat, hit a 1 in the chat if you agree with me and my theory.
I can show you sometime. I mean, you just go to you go to the video, and then you like say, even like this geofencing thing, one of the best videos I've ever made, somehow scraped 8,400 views because I put TPUSA. Jesse called me. He's like, put TPUSA in the title because I didn't have it in there. And I'm glad I did because it had a slow start. But even this, it's only getting $7 for every 1,000 views, $6.92. So they're obviously pushing. I mean, you can look at other things too. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. They're pushing for sure. What else? Here's another one. This was a pretty good video too. Analytics. This doesn't have anything to do really with TPUSA that much. Revenue. I made $15. They paid $4.66 for every 1,000 views. I made $15, and it got and I'm not complaining, but these are good videos. You know what I mean? So
I didn't realize that you could look at what they were paying per view. So I'm curious. I need to go back and look at some of mine and see.
Yeah. Hey, Trigger Smart. What's up, big dog? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. So
whoa, it is past your bedtime, Trigger Smart. What are you doing?
See on the
That's
East
right.
Coast?
You've been streaming all that war stuff lately. So
yeah, I've been keeping
How
up
you
with this
doing?
content. We need somebody like him
that's right.
covering this stuff. That's what we were talking about, bro. Is like, this stuff is important. The TPUSA stuff doesn't affect our day in and day out life, like the life of the future of our family, like the future of the world, you know? And so I've started covering more of that stuff, and I'm taking a hit on views, but I'll just keep doing what I do the same way I did the TPUSA stuff. And you know, I'm not gone forever, but I need to cover other things. You know what I mean? Other things are important. Like the files, like the war is very, very important right now. It's
Listen,
detrimental.
don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna cover the Turning Point USA case, but I'm gonna cover the real case.
This one said, honestly, not sure. People are shallow and go for sensational mystery stories. Yeah, I mean, I even texted Base today, and I was like, bro, it's a soap opera on YouTube being tag teamed by some of the, like, they are, I mean, Candace and Barron, they're running with it. And I could too. I could be putting out bangers every day, shitting on Erica, crap, fucking going off on Tyler, doing this, and I'd be, every video I'd be getting 5 to 25, 35, 40,000 views. I mean, it's just crazy, these numbers, man. It's crazy for an account my size to be pulling numbers like this. It's just insane, dude. Look, I mean, 8, what is it? Grief dump. Erica drunk, or Erica allegedly drunk. 22,000. Erica with lesbian comments, 10,000. The geofencing, only 3,000. And then you go back to more Erica, 10,000. Erica to 18,000. 9,000 TPUSA. I mean, 30,000 Charlie Kirk. You think like this is washed and repeated content? I just added my spin to it. It's not like people didn't know already about this information, but they're shoving it out. So why? 32,000 views.
Yeah.
I think we know why.
Why?
What do you mean why? I just said it. We've been talking about it for a while now.
Do you like it now? I'm not sure.
Yo, that's grimy.
I don't know what that is.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No.
All right, never mind.
Anything dramatic gets the views. Yeah, I hear you. I guess so, man. That's the truth. People watch what is it? The Housewives is like one of the biggest shows on the planet. Like a bunch of old ladies bitching about their dog didn't get a haircut that week or what. It's like so.
All right, you said 2 hours. What do you think, bud?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm wrapping it up here.
Okay.
Yep. I'm wrapping it up.
Don't
grab your ankles. Yeah, I'm calling it. I gotta be up early, take my daughter to school.
All right, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed.
No. Oh, at now.
Oh, you just got it now?
I just got it. Thank you, Trigger Daddy, for the win.
I mean, once it went over your heads, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it go. I'm not gonna.
Somebody paid to ask us that. I don't like that. I'm not into it, taking it or giving it, to be honest. All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Good doing it with you guys. You guy and gal.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. Remember, be kind, be grateful, do something nice for somebody, and have a good night, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in late night with the trio. We'll see you next time.
That's right.
Peace.
Good night. Good night.
Follow us, Keli Raven, Real Bays.
Yep.
Thanks for intel. We'll do it again soon. Cheers. Peace. All right. So